Hi, welcome back. This is going to be a reading vlog of me going through some of my book membership special editions. I realized that I was having a tendency of getting these special editions in each month and then displaying them because they were beautiful and not reading them. Some of these I read partially on ebook. Some of these I read partially on audiobook. Especially just depends on the special edition, on if I feel like I'm gonna mess it up. But I love collecting books. However, I also am trying harder to appreciate the special editions that I do have and reading them physically and seeing all of that hard work that went into that special edition really just like boosts the experience of reading that book. So I'm trying more to read them physically. Again, just to elevate that experience. So you'll see me pop in and out of here, the future Denise, in and out of this video throughout. I started this vlog back in December with Arcana Academy, and I finished it up this month here in April of 2026. So I have 4 special editions that I read during that time, and it's a higher priority for me now, so you'll see another one of these videos coming sooner because I'm reading them more. I'll also give you a run through here at the end of some of the ones that I have that I want to read, especially soon, and yeah, we're going to jump in with Arcana Academy. I'm realizing that I have a problem, and it's that I'm about to receive my 11th FairyLoot, like special edition. I have 10 of them on my shelf. How many of them have I read? How many? I may have read one. One. I'm actually an idiot. I don't have 11. I have 9, and I actually read one, so we're only picking from 8. Hello again from the future. I read Arcana Academy in December. I loved this book. I thought the school was really cool. I thought that maybe it was a little, like in retrospect, was a little long for the storyline that we got. But it's a book one and you have a lot to set up for, you know, book two comes out this year in 2026. I feel like maybe summer or fall. But the atmosphere was super cool. The magic system was super cool. I liked the found family and the other side characters that we had. Sometimes more than our male main character. I just thought that their storylines, the tidbits that we get, were really interesting. I'm really interested to see what the character arc and like growth for our female main character is. You know, I think that she has like a very layered background and I'd like to definitely see more of that depth with her. Okay, so right off the bat, the prologue is crazy. The prologue sucks you in on an emotional level and an emotional investment into this world and to these people. And you still have no idea what's going on. Are you going to see these people again? You have no idea. But you are just like ride or die from the prologue. Okay, then we go into like our main storyline, and we meet Zafira, which is our mermaid, right? Well, what we're assuming is our mermaid. Because when we meet her, we really don't know what she is. Still don't know, really, technically. Well, kind of, I guess. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'm also trying not to give spoilers. So, you know, again, it's the literal character arc to the book, so I don't feel like this is a spoiler. But we meet Zafira, and you already can tell that there's like a lot of like hidden things that you don't understand that I'm assuming we're going to find out throughout the book. A lot of pieces of this storyline and who she is and why she's behaving the way she's behaving. We, you know, we'll find those things out, but you're immediately like, there's something deeper here than just this girl. And then we meet our warlock, and that's him here. It does explain why he has wings, which I thought was you know, because I initially was like, he has wings. And then I'm like, he has a warlock. Why does he have wings? You know, the world building in this is really cool. Very atmospheric. Like you really do feel like you're there. And I'm only 6 chapters in, so I can only imagine that that's going to get better. It is slated so far, I believe, to be a duology, and I think book 2 would come out in 2027, if I remember reading that correctly. I did grab the audio of this because I read the audio, right, played the audio preview and was like, wow, this sounds like it has like really good narrators. So I'm maybe doing some immersive reading with this because it just sounded really good. I like the narrators' voices for this. Yeah, the magic system is also super cool. I loved seeing this, and initially I was and it has a really wild map that I think is really gorgeous. And if you stare and if you like actually look at everything, you're like, okay, there's places we got to go. Okay, not just the castle and the outside area. There's places here we need to venture to. Like there's a dragon. We did read a little bit about a giant octopus, like briefly. Again, not a spoiler. It's not something major, but so I mean, this world building has got to be really cool. So I'm really hoping that it is as good as I'm so far expecting it to be. Okay, it's the next day and I'm like 35% of the way through the book, mostly reading it. I did do like 5-ish% of audio, and now I have to get a bunch of stuff done and I need to embroider some stuff for my wedding. So I'm going to do some embroidery while I listen to the audiobook and like clean my house and stuff. I do like the audiobook a lot. I like the narrators. The male main character's narrator talks slightly slower and I prefer things to be moving fast. And so I wanted him to speed up, but the female talks pretty fast. So I'm only listening to it at 1.5%, which is actually pretty low for me. My audio processing is like way higher. So I, usually go for like 2%, somewhere between 2 and 3 times speed. So I'm going 1.5, but I'm loving where the story is going. The only update I have right now is Phantom Hands. Okay, 9% left, the audiobook, and just a tiny bit left my embroidery. Next up, I said, again, if you see my YouTube shorts or you see my TikToks, you know I got this book from FairyLoot for March. Let's see. It was part of your world was March, yes. This was the March Romantasy from FairyLoot, and this edition is stunning. Stunning. The artwork, stunning. And as soon as I got it in, I do love The Little Mermaid. And as soon as I got it in, I was like, should I drop everything and read this? I did drop everything and read it. I'm so glad that I did. This is probably one of my favorite reads of the year because it did a couple of things. It was a fun read, okay? Very atmospheric. The world was really cool. The magic system was super cool. The plot and mystery, awesome. It felt nostalgic because, you go into it and you're like, oh, very Little Mermaid. And then you're like, not really Little Mermaid. But then you keep getting like little tidbits where you're like, oh, remember in The Little Mermaid? Remember in The Little Mermaid? That's what it felt like. And then it also did the best thing that could possibly happen in a fantasy book, which is you all of a sudden look up from your book and you're like, I am so invested in these people and their growth. And something that I think is very hit or miss for me and really makes a book, whether it's something I want to keep and treasure or something that I'm like, oh, I read that and I can move on, is if the character really has that growth and that like personal development throughout the book. I don't need to love a character or relate to a character or, you know, see myself in that character even. But I need to see them grow and change throughout the story. And I think that these characters did such a great job of that. The twist at the end of this book is diabolical. I need book 2 now. That is the only downside of reading it as soon as it came in, was I need the next book, and I don't think it comes out till next year. I don't even know if I've seen an announcement for it. I think I just like saw somewhere that it would be sometime next year. Anyways, I believe it's slated to be a duology. It is so good. It really is. The audiobook is great. I did a mix of audio and I also picked up the ebook so I could read it at night. So I have 3 versions of this. I loved the visuals of this book, and I read the first 25%, and then I needed to find a book for book club, and I got the deluxe edition of this to take to book club, and it was stunning. This is the FairyLoot edition, but the regular edition is so stunning, and the regular deluxe edition does have like a hardback like this, like a naked hardback like this. It's fucking beautiful as well. So even if you didn't get the FairyLoot edition, you should still pick up, if you have it available near you, the deluxe edition. The sprayed edges are like opalescent, like scales. It's so cute. Oh my god. I actually kind of need the deluxe edition too, I think. This was amazing. I actually am already excited to reread it before the next book comes out, even though I don't think I'll forget anything, just because it truly was that good. Okay, next up, you've seen it on my TBR. You know that I got this book. If you saw my TBR video the last 2 months, you know that I got this book as an ARC. And I believe I got it either right before I gave birth to my son or right after. And that postpartum period was very strange for me. I had broken my ankle in multiple places, and so it was in a cast. I was in a wheelchair because I was healing from a C-section, so I couldn't walk between the cast, which was a non-walking cast, and the C-section. And then obviously new baby, postpartum, yada yada. I ended up not getting around to the ARC, but I remembered requesting the ARC and being like, I would love this book. I think I truly would. So when I saw this come up for OwlCrate, I decided to snag it. I thought, you know what? I owe the author not only to read this and review it, I also owe the author to own a copy of it. And so because I don't own a copy of every ARC I've read, now this copy of this book is stunning, okay? The artwork is so, so beautiful. And that is part of, I think, what ends up happening is sometimes I get these, not this one in particular, but sometimes I get these books in the mail for my monthly subscription, and I'm like, these books are so pretty that I almost feel like I can't read them. And I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to really appreciate all of the work that's gone into making these editions and read them. I do have the ebook of this because I had the ARC. So I have that. I also snagged the audiobook through Everand, I think that's where I got it from. So that I have it. And then the bright edges are so cool. And I just started this. I went into this, like, I remembered reading some of like the blurb or whatever on NetGalley to see if I was interested in it, but I don't think I just remembered being like liking the idea of the book, but I did not remember too much about like the plot line. I knew that it was supposed to be like morally gray, no main character, but I'm gonna read you what the author put in the OwlCrate edition letter, in case you are interested in this book. So it says, okay, we are on chapter 34 of The Wolf and the Crown of Blood. I'm loving this. I'm loving the her reclaiming her control over pain, him reclaiming his control in general over his actions. I have probably about 4 hours left of reading. I realized that I have the audiobook, so I'm going to finish that probably with the audiobook because I have like 17,000 wedding DIY activities that I need to complete. So let's listen to the last 4 hours of The Wolf and the Crown of Blood. This book is so good. Okay, so this was so good. I started this book and the world building and just like the magic system and the plot are so interesting. And book is really spicy. But I appreciated that the spice was woven into the plot. Like, it wasn't just spice for spice. It really like explained the character's trauma and healing journey throughout this. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah, really cool world. Apparently going to be an interconnected standalone. I'm interested to see what book 2 the couple is about because I'm thinking it's his brother. So that'll be really cool. I love the Carrie Maniscalco Princess of Sin series where each one is about a different prince and the couple from that. So that's interconnected standalone within the same world, and it's really interesting seeing the like different realms, you know. So I'm really curious to see where this goes. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Okay, there are 2 books that I read that are special editions from a book box that you are not going to see a reading vlog of in this video. You can go on to my YouTube shorts and my TikToks and see me rave about Half City by Kate Golden and see a short cozy reading vlog of Violet Thistlewait is Not a Villain Anymore. Let me show you the. So Violet Thistlewait is Not a Villain Anymore. This is an OwlCrate edition. She's beautiful. The artwork is so cute. And I'll give you a short review, even though I've reviewed this again. Check out my reading vlog on my YouTube shorts and my TikTok. I loved this book. I appreciated that it kind of felt like a fantasy version of the Tale as Old as Time, which is, you know, smile more, stop being a bitch to women, and not taking into account that, you know, the person that you're talking to could have been going through incredible trauma and still dealing with that. And maybe that's why, you know, she's struggling a little bit more with her attitude. So I loved this. I loved the ending of this and how it all comes together. Oh, made me cry. It was so good. I will keep this book forever for trauma healing purposes. It is so fantastic. Okay, I talked a ton about this book. I believe you can see my review for this book in February's reading wrap up. Yeah, probably February. Dying for book 2. This edition, I cannot. It's so stunning. It's everything. I loved the scene. Loved it. Okay, the scene also loved. But I have to tell you, I really just want more Deacon. I don't know. And you know what? Maybe, because I don't think that that's where this is going, but maybe someone will write a fanfic on it, okay? Maybe we will get, how stunning. Maybe we will get a fanfic with more Deacon because I loved it. I loved him. I needed more of him. I believe, you know, in book 2, I believe we're going to get more of him. So I loved this book. I was obsessed with it. So atmospheric. Wow, this lighting change is really crushing us here, guys. Sorry. I was obsessed with him and this book in general. The world is so cool. I know we're all coming off a K-pop Demon Hunters summer from last year, so you know, demon hunting sounds fantastic. The academy setting is really cool. The side characters of the Vow family are also amazing. So I think this was an epic book 1. I would definitely reread this, even if it's the audio, before book 2, just because it was that fucking good. Okay, that's it for this reading vlog, but I have a million more pretty editions that I need to read, so come back. I think the next one I'm going to read is Warrior Princess Assassin, and then I'm thinking about doing Her Hidden Fire. I also just got, I want to do Weaving Shawl. Is that what it's called? Weaving Shawl? Yeah, and then, oh, I have so many that are like nice additions that sound so interesting. So come back. Oh, and Death's Daughter just arrived, which sounds so cool. So come back for another reading vlog of me working through all of these monthly special edition book subscription boxes.